Well, it's really good to be able to talk with you, Wayne. And I'm keen to spend some time talking with you about the Baptist Union as a legal entity.
Yep.
So we have this Act of Parliament. Now, let me get it right. The Baptist Union Incorporation Act 1923.
Yep.
We have a Baptist Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
We have Baptist rules, and these are all things that sort of set out our legal parameters for the Baptist family of churches in New Zealand.
Yep.
Maybe we could start with the Baptist Union Incorporation Act,
Yep.
1923.
Yeah.
Why do we need an Act of Parliament?
It's an interesting question, Charles, because I guess the answer is we don't necessarily need an Act of Parliament. Well, that was the vehicle chosen to incorporate the union as a legal entity prior to 1923, since 1882.
Yeah.
There was a group of people associating together. They called themselves the Baptist Union of New Zealand.
Yeah.
And those people likely held properties in their own personal names,
Okay. Yep.
as opposed to an organisation owning the property. So
Yep.
the incorporation of the union under the Act enabled a single entity, a legal entity,
Yep.
what we now call the Baptist Union of New Zealand,
Yep.
is to hold property in perpetuity and in trust for those people who held it in their own names.
Yep.
They gave it over to the union to hold in trust in perpetuity. So, like I said, we don't necessarily need an act. We could have formed as an incorporated society.
Yeah.
We could have formed as a charitable trust.
Yeah.
Probably not likely a company, but it was chosen under an Act of Parliament. Probably, maybe our forefathers had friends who were MPs in Parliament, and so that's how it came to be.
Yeah. What does it mean that individual Baptist churches are not legal entities in themselves?
Sure. Okay, so at a very base level, what it means is they can't own property. They are a group of people, like a club. It could be a chess club.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that chess club, we have similar interests in playing chess.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we can go together buy a property.
Yeah.
So under New Zealand law, you can only own a property if you are a legal person.
Right.
A charitable trust under the Charitable Trust Act, a company under the Companies Act,
Yeah.
incorporated society under the Corporations Act. So
Yeah.
our churches are registered charities,
Yeah.
but for the purpose of legally owning property, they are not legal entities.
So this act and the structure we're talking about,
Yes.
that we have,
Yep.
its primary purpose is around the ownership of property.
Yeah, and perpetuity.
Yeah.
But also the interesting thing in the Act is it lays out the 6 essential statements of faith.
Okay.
So it does also draw us together as a group of people who agree on those 6 items of statements of faith.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then we have a constitution.
Yes.
The Baptist Union Constitution, and we have Baptist Union rules. Yeah. How do those two things fit into it?
Okay. So the very first constitution of the Baptist Union was a schedule in the Act.
Okay.
And the Act
Yeah.
gives the union the ability to change the constitution. So the constitution is how we govern ourselves.
Yes.
How we appoint various positions, like the Assembly Council, now the National Council, the Missions Council, the National Leader, the Principal at Kerry. So that constitution is able to be changed by the movement as time moves on and as the movement requires. But it must only be, the fundamental of a constitution is it can only be changed by the people in national hurry. So it gives that flexibility for change that the Act doesn't. Because if you want to change the Act of Parliament, we need all of the MPs or a majority of the MPs in Parliament to agree. Personally, I don't think we should be going down that track and trying to get the MPs to change what we believe.
So then the local church has their own constitution.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about
Sure.
what that is.
Okay. And I think people, when we talk about a church constitution, people think that, okay, we have a constitution, so we're a legal entity. But if you think about the union constitution, it's a way we decide to govern ourselves.
Yeah.
Who makes decisions? How do we make decisions? How do we put the people in place to make those decisions?
Yeah.
So just like our union constitution brings churches together to make decisions, the church constitution brings the congregations together to make decisions, to choose who governs them, to choose what responsibilities we give those people, because fundamentally our movement is congregational led. It's not pastor led, it's not national support centre led, it's congregation led. And so that model of the union is reflected in the church. So it's essentially the same model.
So the Act, the National Constitution, what authority does that have within the system of our local churches?
Very little. Because if you think about the concept of being congregationally led, we are led, governed by our congregations through their church and through the union constitution. The Act limits the union together as a whole of 240 churches in the, if we talk about power, and the power that the union has over a local church. It does not allow other churches or ourselves in the support centre to step in and manage a church, to step in and tell the church what they should be doing ministry and mission wise. It's the Act limits us to effectively three powers that we have, which are nothing to do with ministry and mission at local church level. That is all up to the local church.
So what are those three?
So those three things are, the big main things is if a church defaults on a mortgage that the union's name is on, I will get a call from the lender. If a church defaults on a mortgage for 6 months, the union, together as 240 churches, represented by me in that instance, is able to sell the church and repay the mortgage, or come to an understanding, negotiate with the lender. If a church drops below 10 members, the Act allows the union, all 240 of our churches, to what's called stand possessed of the church. And effectively what that means is make decisions about the running of that church. Okay? If a pastor disavows one of the 6 statements of faith in the Act, the union is able to remove the pastor. So effectively, that's the only powers, if you want to use the power word, that the union has under the Act.
So Wayne, you're an active member in a local Baptist church.
Yes.
So and there'll be elders and church leaders who watching this. Now, what does all this mean? At a local church level, what does all this mean for local church governance? On just a day-to-day basis.
So on a day-to-day basis, the local church is responsible for what happens at the local church level. The elders are responsible for what happens at a local church level. But, and I'm no theologian, but biblically, we are all responsible in our local churches for what happens at a local church level, because God gifts us with talents and abilities that he wants us to use as part of the local family. So at a local church level, we all use what God has given us to do ministry and mission at the local church, as governed by our church constitution. And if need be, if the wheels fall off in those 3 areas, the union is able to help that church out. So effectively it means just doing what Jesus asked us to do.
Look, thanks Wayne.
Pleasure.